The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Ryan from the National Weather Service in Wakefield with the briefing for this afternoon and extending into the weekend as well. Got another busy afternoon and evening, it looks like, across the region. We did expand the flood watch a bit from what we had going before the overnight forecast. It includes much of the southwestern 3/4 of the area, excludes the northern neck and the eastern shore. And it's because we have a front draped across the area with all the showers and storms expected to focus kind of south and west of where that front is this afternoon and evening. Like I said, numerous storms are expected this afternoon, probably towards mid to late afternoon. We expect things to fire, say 3 p.m. or so across the west. We could see a few storms along the sea breeze earlier this afternoon, but we think the bulk of the precip is going to come in the afternoon and evening, kind of move in from the west and move east as we go into the evening hours. We do have the flood watch. Like I mentioned, localized totals of 2 to 4 inches are possible. Locally, maybe higher than that. We do expect the storms to be moving at a fairly decent clip versus what we've seen in recent days, but we have had so much rain recently that it will not take much to result in flash flooding across the area. We also, with that stronger flow aloft, have the potential for some strong to severe wind gusts this afternoon. A slight risk, which is a level 2 out of 5 for strong to severe storms, is now in place across much of the area. And we'll see where that area is, basically going to be to the south and west of that front that I mentioned. We're also dealing with high humidity and at least a couple of solid hours of sunshine this morning, which could push heat indices above heat advisory levels, which is 105 plus. We could see 105 to 107, primarily across the southern extent of our area, but could see a few hours of those kind of conditions before the showers and storms move in a little farther north. We do still have an ongoing river flood warning for the Blackwater at Dendron. As far as the marine, very much quieter than the rest of the forecast. We have a low rip current risk and are expecting sub small craft advisory conditions today and extending into the weekend. Again, this is where the flood watch is. Localized amounts of 2 to 4 inches in 1 to 2 hours. Doesn't sound like a ton for a summer type thunderstorm setup, but we have had so much rain recently that it's really not going to take much to result in areas of flash flooding. Certainly keep an eye on the urban areas. They tend to flood with much less rainfall than a rural area would, but we are concerned, especially over portions of, say, the Richmond metro southward towards the Tri-Cities. This is a quick look at where we have issued the heat advisory for today, where we expect the longest duration of heat indices 105 plus this afternoon. And that is in effect until 8 p.m. today. Quick look at the pattern going through today and into the weekend, early next week. It's kind of a broken record. We have that front, if you look on the left panel here, you can see a stationary front kind of draped right across the area, maybe along the I-64 corridor would be a good approximation of where it is. And it doesn't move much for Saturday either. Potentially maybe a little bit of lesser coverage expected on Sunday, but could still see some heavy rainfall in areas that do see storms. And then into next week, kind of rinse and repeat. That front does make a little bit of southward progress, hopefully gets down into North Carolina, and hopefully we get a little bit of a break as we get into early next week. This is what's called flash flood guidance. It's what the river forecast centers believe it would take within an hour to start causing flash flooding. So much of the area in the cooler colors, the blues, that's going to be, say, anywhere from 2 to maybe 4 inches in an hour. Anytime you get into the green, we're looking at less than 2 inches in an hour, which is not a whole lot for a summer thunderstorm to produce. They can easily do double that, especially if they're moving slowly. So you can kind of see the Norfolk Metro and then over towards Richmond and down into the Tri-Cities. Very much concerned, maybe as little as a half inch to 3/4 of an inch in an hour could result in areas of flash flooding. So this is just a zoomed in view for that area I just mentioned. Richmond down into Colonial Heights, Petersburg could be, in the order of less than an inch in an hour, but in some places it could be less than half an inch in an hour. This is the heavy rain threat. WPC has issued a slight risk for the majority of the area with a marginal risk, a moderate risk up towards the Shenandoah. We could see anywhere of 1 to 1.5 inches as far as like an area average, but anywhere that gets under a strong storm for, say, a half hour, 45 minutes could certainly do 2 to 4 inches in that period. And like I showed, the flash flood guidance is considerably below that. So we are most concerned about flooding this afternoon and evening. Kind of continues into Saturday, maybe a little bit lesser coverage. Some of the high-res stuff that I looked at this morning does favor maybe another afternoon of showers and storms with heavy rainfall and the potential for gusty winds again. So we could see, I think, probably this slight risk there on the left panel is pretty good outline for what we would expect tomorrow, but we could see some stronger storms as well tomorrow. For this afternoon severe threat, like I said, it's kind of along and southwest of where that front is expected to be. It's where the slight risk is. Mainly afternoon and evening, say 3 to 10 p.m., 3 or earliest across the west, and spreading towards the coast as we get late into the evening. Storms should be moving today, northwest to southeast at around 20 miles per hour. So that is one positive thing as far as the flooding threat goes, that the storms will be moving, but they will be producing heavy rainfall for the times that they are over a particular area. Look at the timing. This is kind of a best guess from the high-res modeling, which at least over the last week or two has not been super helpful. Kind of missed some days and hyped up days that didn't turn out so bad. So, grain of salt with this, but do expect storms to form in the 2 to 5 p.m. range across the north and west, spreading eastward towards the I-95 corridor in the coast, 5 to 8 p.m., and then primarily focused through the southeast portion of the area as we get later into the evening. I think the severe threat will probably come within these times here, but the flooding threat could continue after this, especially across the south and east as storms start to move offshore late evening into the overnight. Temperatures today, not really out of the realm of what we would expect for mid-July, upper 80s, low 90s, but the humidity kind of pooling along and to the southwest of that front will result in heat indices in the triple digits for much of the area. Could see 105, 106 for a few hours. Like I said, especially across northeast North Carolina where we do have the heat advisory. And then Saturday looks like maybe not quite as bad, and Sunday at least on par with what we're expecting today. So a couple more hot days before we get some relief. It looks like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Just a quick look at our max heat index for today, focused across the south, especially down near the Albemarle Sound, Elizabeth City, Edenton, Windsor, and Bertie County. Could be quite a few, 3, 4, 5 hours above the heat index of 105. Are expecting lesser shower and storm coverage down there and thus lesser clouds. So that's kind of contributing to why it should be a little bit hotter down there today than the rest of the region. Similar look for Saturday, maybe a little bit less widespread with the 105 plus, but still focused down in North Carolina. This is just a quick look at our temperatures over the next few days. Highs generally stay in the 80s and low 90s through the weekend, with again a little bit of relief expected Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Low temperatures not going to cool off much at night, remaining muggy across the area, definitely in the 70s, maybe mid and even upper 70s as you get closer to the coast. And then again, maybe some relief coming Monday, Tuesday especially. Mid 60s would feel very nice at this after the week or two that we've had. Maybe not so bad on Wednesday morning either. It does look like the precip is going to be focused on today, Saturday, and potentially Sunday before things dry out a little bit as we get into next week. Looking way ahead, so a week to 2 weeks out, the general consensus is above normal temperatures through that period and near normal precipitation. So looks like hot and hopefully not as wet going into the end of the month. Quickly looking at the marine here, we have a low rip risk today, and that looks to extend all the way through the weekend and into early next week. No real threat for small craft conditions going forward over the next 5 days. We do have maybe a little uptick in the winds on Sunday out of the southwest, and that kind of extends into next week with the front coming through here. We kind of switch from southwest to west and then north as we get into early next week, bringing those cooler temperatures down. But along with that, we could see some gusty northeast winds as we get into Monday and Tuesday as that front moves through. Waves should not be a concern. It's been very quiet out there, 2 to 3 feet offshore, and maybe occasionally 2 feet at the mouth of the bay as we get through the weekend here. Thankfully, no tropical activity is expected through the next 7 days. And that is all I have for the weather briefing. If any questions, if you have any questions out there, I'd be happy to answer them. All right, I'm not hearing anything. Do appreciate you attending the briefing, and we'll have this posted to YouTube here shortly. Thank you. Have a good day.